All right, everybody. So news just dropped about Superman a couple of days ago, and the internet went crazy. It's the new movie that James Gunn is going to be directing and has written. Chris, thanks for joining me here. Okay, man, let's get started. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yep.
So a couple of days ago, we had a X. It's so weird to say X. It's Twitter/X. We had somebody go and was a very credible person, viewer Anon, who has done a lot of work in the past. I hope I'm saying that right, but he went out and said that there are some things that he's been hearing, and some of the things he's been hearing about the new Superman Legacy movie is uh, it's going to be taking place in probably year two of Superman's existence. So similar to Batman, year one's out of the way.
Right.
We don't have to go to talk about the origins. But
Right.
he's not well known, but he
Right.
goes to the Middle East, and that's where he becomes well known. When I heard that, and we'll discuss it here whether it's true or not. When I heard that, my first reaction was, why? Why do we need to go to Middle East? We got enough stuff going on over there in the real life. We don't
Yeah.
need to go
Yeah.
and go into that. And plus, they've done it with Iron Man, right? They've done it with Superman itself. Remember, he went to the Middle East in the Batman versus Superman to
Right.
rescue
Right.
Lois, right?
Right.
So, and then we have Black Adam in the Middle East. We need to get out of there. Like, really get out of there. Do
Yeah.
Metropolis. What's wrong with introducing him to the world through Metropolis?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
supposed to be
that's
New York, which is one of the biggest cities
yeah.
in the world,
Right.
right?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. It's like, where it's because DC is rooted in, Metropolis is supposed to be New York and Gotham and stuff. I don't understand why they're trying to do anything in the real world or what we think is the real world, like the Middle East. Like, why would they even consider that? I don't know. I don't understand.
We don't know if this is true or not. This was just
Yep.
and credit to Vera Anon. He did say that this is, take it with a grain of salt kind of thing. He's not 100% sure about it. He's saying it's just something that's been hearing. Um, and it's also the saying that the Middle East, somebody has a hold of some kryptonite or Kryptonian artifacts, and so Superman is going there to investigate. And then there's another element to this is the Authority, which is a group of characters put together. James Gunn is actually going to do a movie on the Authority after Superman comes out, and the Authority are sort of they're connected to the U.S. government. Amanda Waller is in there, which is the head of the project of the U.S. government, to protect them against superheroes and villains. So they have these guys as their henchmen. They're gonna have some sort of connection with Superman. Maybe there's some anti-hero things that's gonna happen over there. So that came out about 3 days ago, and then today you said that you saw CBR comic book.
There's been Screen Rant and CBR multiple articles saying that this isn't true. That somebody asked James Gunn on Instagram, "Please tell us the terrorist threat in Middle East storyline rumor isn't true," and he just responded, "It isn't true." So it's
Are you
it's
buying it?
kind of well, okay. So here's the thing, right? This is going to be the movie that's supposed to bring back DC, right? They're rebooting
Mhm.
everything. James Gunn's on board now. It's like, uh, and the movie doesn't come out till July 2025, right? Like almost 2 years from now. There's going to be tons of different rumors. We know the main cast, that's like set, who
Mhm.
Superman is and Lois and stuff. But between now and then, there's going to be so much of these stories coming out that yeah, of course I don't believe it. Especially if he's saying on his Instagram it isn't true, then I don't think it's true. It's just another rumor. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Well, the thing is, like, I mean, is he gonna like? He's put in a difficult situation here because he's probably not happy with any leaks, whether it be true or
Yeah,
not. He's probably like upset that people are saying this stuff without any trailer or teaser being dropped. What is he gonna say? Yes? How can he even say yes? Right? I'm looking at it from both sides. He
it's
says
true.
no to kind of push the flames away, but I mean, if he
It's
says yes,
just,
people are just gonna lose their mind, just
yeah, of
destroy
course.
him.
It's the same thing going back to Andrew Garfield being in No Way Home, right? He denied it. He denied it. Every interview he had leading up to No Way Home. No, I'm not in No Way Home. No, I'm not. And then he was, right? So you're right. James Gunn's not going to admit, oh yeah, it takes place in the Middle East and this happens and
You
that
guys
happens.
got it right.
Yeah, good. All right, on to the next project. Who can guess
Yeah.
the next project? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you're right. He's not going to admit it.
maybe it's a culmination of maybe um, the authority being there, and maybe people got that wrong. So he's gonna say, "Well, I didn't say it didn't take place at all in the Middle East. I just didn't say. I just said Superman is not there in the Middle East." Like he could
Right.
twist that
Yeah,
around
for
when the
sure.
trailer drops, and if there's of evidence of the Middle East being in the trailer. He could say, "No, I didn't say Superman wouldn't would be in the Middle East. I just said it could take. I mean, I didn't say nothing will take place in the Middle East. I just didn't say that Superman's going to be there, right? So he could
Yeah.
twist it around and kind of fit the narrative how he feels like it just to save face. And I don't blame him because how can you just come out here and tell the whole story that you've written? It would just ruin
Yeah.
everything, the momentum and all the excitement, all of it will be gone.
Yeah.
Um, I don't like this kind of stuff. Like, I don't like when people come out and leak out things like that. I know it makes great conversation for everybody on the internet. People just go bananas over it. You see a million thumbnails with people going, "Oh my god," like that. There's a lot of characters going to be introduced. Also hearing that Nathan Fillion is going to be in there as well as
Yes. So
a
he's
Green
going to
Lantern.
be Hal Jordan, right? Green Lantern.
I don't know. I thought it was Guy Gardner.
Okay.
I,
Sorry,
I could be
maybe I'm
wrong, but
wrong there.
he's going to be one of the lanterns. And if you guys know who it is, what is he playing exactly, Hal Jordan or Guy Gardner, let us know in the comments below. Also,
Right.
let us know what are your thoughts about this. Are you upset if it's in the Middle East? I want to hear people's thoughts on this. It's always interesting to see that. And then you can let us know on social media too at ANR Universe on Instagram and X. It's so weird to say that. Just
I know.
X.
I still call it
X.
Twitter.
Yeah,
I still call it
we're
Twitter.
tweeting
So
it.
tweeting it exactly. Yeah. So there's supposed to be a Mr. Terrific,
Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
and
He's very he's tech savvy. Let's put it that way.
right.
Into nanites
Yeah.
and AI, and there's also gonna be characters from the Authority that are gonna have some crossovers with maybe Kryptonian tech. There is
Okay.
a character, she escapes me. I think it's Element. I can't remember her name, but let us know in the chat. I can't remember her name. She's casted already and has the ability to. She's basically injected her whole body with nanites. So she's able to, you know, go and manipulate AI, kind of meddle with it. So I wonder if that's going to be an element to this. But Mr. Terrific, like you said, Lantern, and there's also glimpses and mentions of Lex Luthor. So
Really.
there's going to be a lot of things going on.
Yeah. Well, there's also a girl already cast as Hawk Girl. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
yeah, Hawk Girl, yeah,
Isabella. I think she actually played Dora. I think who it is the
the
actress.
Explorer.
Yeah, in the live action. I know.
Say Superman.
Um, Metamorpho.
Yeah, there's going to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
This could be a good thing or a bad thing.
It's true. When you bring in, well, here's the thing as well. Okay, so, I'm not a huge DC fan. I mean, I know the main characters. A lot of these characters I don't know. My question is, and it's for any of these, DC Marvel, it's how do you get people into the seats, right? Like, how do you get people into the
Yeah,
theater? If you're reintroducing a bunch of new characters and a bunch of, things that people don't know, you know, is that going to draw people in? Obviously, you're going to get the big DC fans and they're going to love a lot of this stuff. But, is the regular movie viewer who just loves blockbusters or loves superhero movies, they're going to be like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Do I need to know who these people are or what this is
yeah.
beforehand? It's like we've seen Marvel do it. You just introduce new characters. But is it too much? Is it too much to follow?
Well, as if that wasn't enough, the bad guy in this movie is going to be Brainiac,
Hmm.
supposedly. Now, I've
Okay.
been waiting for Brainiac for a long time. I am a big Superman fan, so it's finally good to see him on the big screen. He has been on the small screen um, in the Kryptonian TV show, which was uh, Superman's grandfather in Krypton. So there
Okay.
was a story of that one. That was a decent show, but it got canceled real quick. But Brainiac is going to be an interesting character. I don't know how this is going to play out, but he's a very complex character, very, very super intelligent uh, enemy, and also has taken. He has basically like a those snow globes. He's got a basically a bigger version of that, but he's encompassed a city of Krypton in it,
Okay.
miniaturized it in it. So I don't want to get into a detail of that, but he basically is a harbinger. He goes around destroying planets, in absorbing technology and just improving all the time. He has different iterations of himself, but he's going to be a very complex character. I'm surprised they're going to go with this guy right off the bat. So
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. I thought they're going to lean into Lex to start off because he is the most famous of the bad guys for Superman. I thought they're going to
Yeah.
lean into that, but we'll see how that goes.
What do you think about even mentioning or, other main DC people, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash? Are they just not even gonna not bring them in, but is there gonna be any mention of them at all?
At what point do you continue mentioning other people and not focus on Superman? Right?
Yeah.
If you've got way too many things going on and you keep pushing people into those directions, then is this really a Superman movie? Right? I think they
Yeah.
have to put like 70% of the focus on him.
For
And
sure.
then the
Right.
other 30% you drop a little crumb here and there, and you let us in the back burner until the next movie, right? That's
Right.
how Marvel did it in the first 10 years with Thanos and other people. Really thought Brainiac would come in eventually. Things would lead him to come. Like, I didn't think that he's going to be immediately thrust in. And we could be wrong here. Remember, these are
Yeah.
all just leaks that supposedly are going to happen. We could be totally
Yeah.
thrown off, and he could just be a leak at the end, like Thanos was for so long until we finally met him near the
Yeah.
end of that decade of movies. So I'm interested to see that. I hope they mention Gotham. Just mention Gotham, maybe a little bit, right? Um,
Yeah.
Maybe Superman, as he's a reporter, could mention that I need to go investigate stuff that's happening in Gotham, Lois, kind of thing, or Lois could say, "I need to go, Clark. I need
Yeah.
to go here, do this, you do this," kind of thing. That's all I need. That's all I need. Just to
Yeah.
drop there.
That it yeah, yeah, that it exists. It's
Yeah,
it's in the universe, yeah, for sure.
but I mean,
But
it's going to be a uphill battle for James Gunn.
for sure.
So I
Because
mean,
he basically has to rebuild. I mean, he kind of has to do this story for each of them, and then sort of, if that's what they're going to do, like bring them together at some point for another Justice League or another team down the road. It's really what DC should have done years ago. Instead of really speeding up to catch up to Marvel, they should have just taken their time, lay out these, single movies and then sort of bring them together, not rush into Batman versus Superman and Justice League as they did. Because we
well,
didn't know who these
yeah.
people were. That was
Well,
the
my
problem.
biggest issue with Zack Snyder was I'm not a huge fan of Zack Snyder's work. I respect the man. To get to that level, you obviously have to put in some of work ethic and hustle to get there. For me, I just felt that he, like you said, he rushed it. And then the minute he announced Ben Affleck as Batman, I was like, this is not going to be good because he was so much older than the rest of the team. And I was
Mhm.
just like, how is this going to fit long term?
Yeah.
Is Ben Affleck gonna do this for 15 years? No, probably not,
No.
right?
No.
And then it's just such a huge change, of age, and then I'm a big fan of the animated studio that DC had for a long time and still does to a degree now. I liked how they approached when they all got together. They just met all together because of a massive incident that was happening on Earth. They all, came together because they're heroes of the world, and they wanted to go and protect the Earth from this. And so they all kind of bump into each other because of that, and they start developing their teamwork through that, and that's how they start the Justice League, because they realize that they have to work together because there's bigger. Even Superman realizes, as powerful as I am, I'm going to need a team of help because there's enemies out there that I just cannot do it by myself. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the direction they're going to go with because they're starting off with Superman. He's going to realize that with all the strength I have, I just can't do it, and I need everybody else in on Earth to help me. We'll see how that goes. There's so many characters to introduce. It's going to be a long process, but I'm a little afraid that the arc of superhero hype is gone now, and we're on the downwards trajectory where it's so watered down and people are kind of, you know, done with it a little bit, this kind of fatigue set in. And I'm
Yeah,
wondering if this is something that is just not going to take off. I picked James Gunn a couple of years ago. If I was asked that question, who would you love to see DC be run by? And I said
yeah,
James Gunn. And so I've got the guy that I wanted, but
yeah.
I'm a little afraid about where we are in the timeline of superhero movies coming out and how much has come out and people are maybe having a fatigue set in. If they don't break even, that's a huge problem for DC.
Well, the other thing is, so Aquaman comes out in next month before Christmas. After that, is that it though? Until
That's it.
Superman Legacy?
That's
So
it.
it could easily people could, they're not going to, and also, there's only one real Marvel Deadpool coming out next year, Deadpool 3. So
Yeah.
that could give us a break until 2025, and
Yeah.
then, this could actually be huge. People could be waiting for it. So
Yeah. I
let's
mean,
let's hope.
yeah. Let's hope the lack of content gets people riled up a year and a half from now.
Yeah.
That hey, we're clamoring for superheroes now. We've had our break now. We want it back.
Because this hasn't even gone into production yet, right? Superman
No,
Legacy? I don't
no.
believe
He
so.
did.
No, probably.
James Gunn did tweet out that there is some beautiful set pieces made. He
Yeah.
did mention that. So
He also, on his Instagram, but this is going back in the summer or something, he posted a picture of his wall, and it's all different iterations of Superman animation on his office.
yeah,
So he is leaking some stuff, but not nothing. He's just trying to tease. But until they get into production and that first teaser, because they won't drop a trailer first, it'll just be a teaser.
teaser. We're in the
Yeah,
world of teasers now. Teasers are the
exactly.
trailers now.
They're
Trailers
gonna
are
come
the
up with
show.
something. Yeah, they're gonna come up with something else, like a
A tidbit.
teaser for the
Tidbit.
teaser. Tidbit. That's what it's gonna be called.
Tidbit of a
It's gonna be like
teaser.
5 seconds.
It just shows
Hmm.
the name and it goes away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm hoping it's successful because if it's successful, then we'll get other stuff, and then we'll see. But I think the main thing is DC's got to realize don't water down the product.
Yeah,
Give them slow burns here, right?
yeah.
Don't just
Well,
throw 5 shows and 5 movies every year.
hopefully they've learned their lesson, right? And
Well, just
just
all
throw
they do
too
is
much.
go across the street and watch Marvel. Look what's
Yeah,
happening over
yeah,
there right now, right?
exactly,
They just got to
exactly.
go and take a look at their rival and say, yeah, let's not do what they're doing right now because it's not working. Putting
Yeah, yeah,
$300 into a movie and then only getting half, or not even half of it back, right?
yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
but yeah, it'll be interesting. Hope you guys like this little quick announcement. We wanted to bring it in. We wanted to talk about what was leaked and then we talked about what was debunked. I think it was good. And we'll drop news all the time, big news when it comes out. And we'll make sure to look at some credible sources before we jump the gun. Get it? See what I said there? Jump the gun. You can jump
Nice.
the gun and click on that subscribe button and hit the like button. Show us some love. And thank you for watching. Say bye, Chris.
See you guys soon.